Imagine being a licensed real estate agent or broker who can help people find their dream homes while earning a commission. Sounds pretty great, right? But before you enjoy the perks of being a real estate professional, you must pass your state's real estate licensing exam. This exam is not easy, typically requires lots of preparation as it covers a wide variety of topics. But luckily, that's where I'm here to help. Here at Real Estate License Wizard, we're all about making the exam a simple process for you. And today I'm going to cover some secrets and some tips and really just go over how to prepare for the real estate exam. Let's get started. So to start off, what is the real estate exam? Well, the real estate exam is a state-specific test that evaluates your ability to perform duties as a real estate professional. It consists of two parts, a national section along with a state section. The national section is the general real estate principles and practices, whereas the state section covers your state's laws and regulations. Most states require a 70% on both sections of the exam to pass. Now, obviously, this does vary depending on the state in which you live in, and for more information on that, you could actually check out our website. We have a full guide where it lists every score that you need to pass the exam, along with how many questions they are, how long it takes, and all that good stuff. Now, one question I get asked all the time is, Zach, what exactly is on the exam? Well, questions on the real estate exam cover a wide variety of topics pertaining to property ownership, contracts, ethics, and more. Really, the best way that we found to break things down is by overarching topic. So we've actually established a unique system of organizing these topics, which I'll show on the screen right now for you. And essentially, these topics are guaranteed to show up on the real estate exam. Now, there's a little secret that not that many people know. They tell you what's going to be on the exam. They do. You just have to look. Typically on a state's website for the real estate commission that you're looking into getting licensed in, if you go to their website, you can look at specifically what's going to be on the exam. It'll tell you the topics. Now, the tricky part is they're not going to tell you the exact questions, but they will tell you kind of a vague explanation of what to expect. And that's where we come in. We kind of fill in the dots. And that's why, if you could see again on the screen here below, these topics we found are guaranteed to show up on the exam. Through and through, you're guaranteed to see things about property ownership, financing, contracts, fair housing, really the basics. And that's why we have so many videos covering these things, and that's why they get tons of views. Because clearly, people are struggling with them on the exam, maybe they don't pass the first time, and they look it up, and then they come and they find our stuff, and then we help them pass. So that's the science behind this all, and that's pretty much what to expect on the exam. So now, how do we study for the real estate exam? If we know what's on the exam, how do we take it a step further? How do we study it? How do we prepare for the exam itself? Well, studying for the real estate exam requires a combination of methods that I'm going to go over with you guys today. So obviously the first one we kind of did already. It's familiarize yourself with the exam format. It's essential to know what to expect on exam day. Basically, you want to review the exam instructions, the number of questions, time limits, things like that. Knowing the exam format beforehand can help you manage your time better and reduce anxiety for the day of the exam. Now, 2 is one of my favorite steps and one we talk about all the time. Prepare with real estate practice exams. Practice makes perfect, and the best way to prepare for the real estate exam is to use practice exams. Treat them like the real deal. Turn off distractions, time yourself, and review the questions you got wrong. Obviously, we do have a free practice exam, which I have to mention in every video, but really it is the best one out there. I challenge you, truly, I challenge you to find a better practice exam. You won't be able to. We offer the most free questions out there, and really they're the highest quality. We hear people all the time say that they just use our free products to pass, which is crazy, which is great. You know, it's super awesome to hear. Really, yeah, we encourage you to try it out and check it out yourself. Now that leads me to the next one, the next important aspect of preparation. You need to learn your real estate vocab. So vocabulary is an essential part of the real estate exam because it tests your understanding of terminology and concepts that are fundamental in the industry. With a solid grasp of real estate vocabulary, it can be easier to comprehend complex documents, contracts, agreements, and really anything involved in the real estate transactions that you're going to be dealing with when you become a real estate professional. Additionally, real estate professionals must communicate effectively with their clients. Essentially, you don't want to go to a business meeting or a meeting with a client and, sound underprepared or like you have no idea what you're talking about. So as a result, the real estate exam places a significant emphasis on vocabulary to ensure that aspiring real estate professionals have a strong foundation in the terminology and concepts necessary to excel in the field. Now, the next one, or the next tip in this preparation video, is you need to learn your real estate acronyms and abbreviations. You can use acronyms and abbreviations to remember critical information quickly. For example, to remember the different types of deeds, you can use the acronym QCD, which stands for Quick Claim Deed. Things like that really go a long way, especially when it comes time to exam time, when you're taking your test. Sometimes these abbreviations or acronyms might even show up, or maybe you can memorize these acronyms in your head, and maybe you forgot exactly what that term was, but you can remember the acronym and things like that. Really, the opportunities are endless when it comes to this, but this is just one of those preparation things that not a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on, and they really should. Next is come up with real life scenarios that relate to concepts. Try to relate concepts to real life scenarios to help you remember and apply information on the exam. For example, you can connect the concept of comparables to buying a car. Just as you compare the features and prices of different cars before making a purchase, you can also compare the features and prices of various properties when buying real estate. Try remembering when someone in your family sold their house and associate that with concepts that you need to know for the real estate exam. Try to visualize real life scenarios. It might sound silly, but I'm telling you guys, it works. This simple yet often forgotten study method can be applied to the real estate licensing exam, so definitely try it out. Next is master real estate math. Real estate math is a significant part of pretty much every real estate exam. Don't be intimidated by it. Real estate math is by no means difficult, but practice is needed to be able to apply the concepts correctly. I tell everybody all the time, this is one of the biggest secrets to passing. Basically, if you master real estate math, you can turn that weakness, you can turn that thing that you're afraid of into a strength, because it's really not hard to master. They're not doing complex math problems. There's no complex arithmetic. You're typically going to have a calculator to do all these problems. You just need to understand and memorize the format. You just need to understand, okay, I need to take this number and multiply it by this. That's it. There's no complicated feature to it. Really, it's very simple and straightforward. So I encourage you, please turn this weakness into a strength. If there's anything you take away from this video, even though all this is going to be useful information, please take away that. Turn your math weakness for the exam into a strength, because those extra 5 or 6 questions that you might have gotten wrong before, now you get them right, and that's the difference between passing and failing. Next is create a real estate cheat sheet. Creating a cheat sheet can be a valuable strategy to solidifying your understanding of key concepts and information you struggle with. Creating a cheat sheet itself can be a very helpful study tool, as it requires you to condense the material into concise and manageable sections. Identifying and organizing your weaknesses into specific categories can help you target your studying more effectively. For example, you might create separate sections for real estate laws, math formulas, vocabulary terms, and critical concepts. By focusing on the areas where you need the most improvement, you can optimize your study time and improve your chances for success. Now, once you've created your cheat sheet, review it regularly. Try to commit the information to memory. Consider making flashcards based on the information in your cheat sheet, as this can help you drill down specific terms and concepts. Next is a quick one, but really one that's never talked about. Seek help from local real estate professionals. Local agents and brokers can provide valuable advice on state-specific rules and regulations. Do not be afraid to ask for help, as it can often lead to very valuable connections. Guys, seriously, do not hesitate to call up one of your local real estate agents and be like, listen, I'm really interested in doing what you're doing. Could you offer some advice? Could you please, point me in the right direction with maybe where you went to real estate school, or maybe what prep materials you used? And sometimes they're going to have a book or two that you can use. And plus, it's going to let you, get out of your comfort zone and talk to some people that you might not normally would, which maybe that's going to offer some potential valuable connection further down the line. Maybe you could work for them, or maybe work with them, or whatever the case might be. The point is seeking help from local real estate professionals is always a great thing. 9 times out of 10, these people are going to be happy to help you. And if not, who cares? You don't need them anyways. Next one is Binge, real estate prep videos. So you might be doing that right now. Maybe you just found my channel or our channel here, and you've just been, grinding away. And listen, that's a great thing. Instead of watching funny cat videos, why not spend time watching real estate exam prep videos? I get it completely. So, obviously you can do this a couple different ways. Maybe you're already doing it. You can do it in the morning, maybe when you're cooking dinner, doing things like that. I honestly never thought that as many of you guys did it until this channel really blew up and everyone keeps commenting, oh, I watch all your videos while I'm cooking dinner for my kids, or, I watch your videos right before bed and things like that. And really, it seems to be working. It seems to be a great strategy for a lot of people. Me personally, I try not to binge things too much. I don't want to spend too much screen time because I already, work on a screen all day. But I completely understand for you guys if that's a great study method or a great tool. And again, with most of these tips, if they work for you, great. If not, that's okay because we've got tons of other ones. Next is enroll in a real estate exam prep course. Now, obviously, we do have our own prep course. There, you can get unlimited access to practice exams, flashcards, specific video lessons, along with our most popular YouTube videos completely ad-free. Really, it's a spectacular study package for anyone looking to pass either the first time or the next time. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, there are other good prep providers out there. I'm not going to be like some of our competitors where they won't even address us by our names, probably because we give away too many free products. But I'm not afraid to say our competitors' names. We have Prep Agent, who seems like he's a really nice guy. He does a lot of YouTube videos as well. He seems to have a great Facebook group that you can get in and learn from and stuff like that. Obviously, there's CompuCram. They seem to be pretty good with the state-specific stuff. And, obviously, there's us. We're pretty much the new kid on the block, and we're not afraid to go head-to-head against these competitors. And if you want to evaluate us and compare, please do. And, if you end up going with somebody else, that's perfectly fine, or maybe multiple things. I keep hearing people all the time saying that they watched our videos exclusively and passed the exam. So really, if you want to look into that, great. If not, no biggie. I just want to see you pass. Speaking of passing the real estate exam, now that we covered what to study and how to study, we have to put what we know into taking the test. After all, learning how to study for the real estate exam is one thing. Passing is another. You can do all the suggestions that I just went over, but still not succeed. To increase your chances of success, developing a study plan that includes a combination of strategies is essential. Not to mention, it's necessary to understand the thought process behind taking the exam itself. Managing your time during the test, reading the questions carefully, eliminating wrong answers, guessing intelligently, and more. So let's start with talking about starting with a study plan. So if you take all the study methods that we discussed and map out a plan that works for you, that's a ticket to success. Remember, what works for someone else might not work for you, and that's perfectly okay. Everyone learns differently. For example, real estate prep videos might be the easiest way for you to digest new information rather than flashcards or cheat sheets. Whatever the case may be, develop a plan that fits you and stick to it. Now, obviously, that second part, create a plan for the test itself. So this is kind of a two-parter. When you get to the exam, what's the first thing that you're going to do? Are you going to skip questions? Do you guess on questions that you don't know? Do you come back to those questions? These are all questions that you need to ask yourself now before the exam. Without a proper plan, you can get overwhelmed and waste valuable time during the exam. Creating a plan for the test itself will help you stay focused and calm during the exam, allowing you to perform your best. So let's talk a little bit about that. So skipping questions. You need to decide whether you want to skip questions or come back to them later. Some people find it helpful to skip questions they don't know and move on to questions they're more confident about. This strategy helps maximize the number of questions they answer correctly, and they can always return to the skipped questions later and change them. Other people prefer to answer questions in order and complete them so they don't get bogged down in any one question too long. Both strategies can be effective, so choose the one that works best for you. Obviously, next we have to talk about guessing. It's essential to have a strategy for guessing on the exam. Well, it's always best to answer the question correctly, obviously. Sometimes you'll encounter a question that you don't know. In these cases, it's essential to guess intelligently. Start by eliminating the answers you know are incorrect, and then choose the best answer from the remaining options. You can use context clues, elimination, or other strategies to make an educated guess. Now, there's a big debate that I did want to talk about briefly. One of the most debated topics regarding test taking is whether or not to trust your gut or change answers. When it comes to the real estate exam, there's no easy answer. Some test takers swear by their initial instincts and believe that changing an answer will only lead to more mistakes. Others, me included, believe changing an answer can improve their score if they've made a mistake. And I actually did a full video on that, which I will link up here and or up here, and down below for you to check that out as well. Really, there's some science behind it, and I encourage you to check it out. Essentially, the meat of it is you need to trust your instincts, but don't be afraid to, if you see something, go back and change it. Seriously, watch that video. Your mind will be blown about the research. Next is mental and physical prep. So you might be wondering at this point in this video, what else can be done, Zach? What other tips, what other, preparation things can we talk about? Well, there's actually a lot. You might have heard horror stories of exam takers being late to their test or showing up and realizing they have the wrong paperwork. No matter the case, a certain amount of things can be done to reduce this risk of happening. One, obviously, would be take care of logistics before the exam. Get your affairs in order. Know where the exam is, the date, the time. Make sure your car is full of gas. Additionally, bring all required documents, including your real estate exam registration documents, a calculator if you need one, and then proper ID. Each state has its own requirements, so please review them before the day of. Next is study breaks. Guys, don't burn out. Taking study breaks is an essential for preparing for your real estate exam. Regular breaks can prevent burnout, increase productivity, and improve information retention. Studies show that taking breaks keep the brain fresh, prevent it from becoming overwhelmed, and helps you stay motivated and focused on your study goals. The duration and frequency of breaks obviously do vary depending on the need and preference. During breaks, though, do something that you enjoy, such as walking, maybe stretching, meditating. Something that ideally relaxes your body or mind really helps. By incorporating regular breaks into your study routine, this can help you stay motivated and focused, ultimately improving your chances of success for your exam. Now, obviously, the next one is stay motivated. You can do this. Staying motivated throughout studying for the real estate exam is crucial for success. One way to stay motivated is to set specific goals for yourself. These goals should be challenging yet achievable, and you should have a plan for achieving them. Breaking down your goals into smaller and manageable tasks can make them seem less overwhelming and help you keep motivated. Another way to stay motivated is to track your progress, record your study hours, practice test scores, and areas you need to improve. Seeing progress can be a powerful motivator to help you stay focused on the end goal of passing your exam. Obviously, next one is sleep. Getting a good night's sleep before the exam is critical. It's been scientifically proven that a good night's sleep can lead to higher test scores. I won't speak more on that. You guys have probably heard the lecture for since the day you were born, you need a good night's sleep. And then obviously to go with that, you need food. Don't skip breakfast the day of. Make sure to have a meal, whether it be something little or something, medium size. Skipping breakfast can make you feel hungry, leading to, a distraction, lack of focus, things like that. Now, one last thing we didn't talk about is confidence. If you're reading this or watching this or listening in the background or whatever it might be, you're already on the right track to passing the exam. You took that first step and you should be proud of yourself. Not a lot of people do. Confidence can majorly affect your success, so you have to believe in yourself and your abilities. Remember, if you put in the time and effort to prepare, you can do anything. Trust in yourself. I truly believe that. Seriously, the world is your oyster. If you put your mind to something, you can do anything. Anything is possible, and that is no different with the real estate exam. Now, obviously, you can do things to boost your confidence and your odds of success, and that's where we come in. I encourage you, if you've stuck through this entire video, to check out that free exam I was talking about earlier. That's a great way to start. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Stay confident. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Speaking of confidence, I'm all over the place with this outro. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. For more, click here and then click here to subscribe. Thank you guys. Until next time, see ya. Bye-bye.